There's been so many good things happening, and I just want to give you the reason that I'm not here tonight.
Come now, the people of the state of Colorado, by and through their undersigned district attorney, and object to the defendant's motion in the above case. As grounds, therefore, the people state the following. The defendant seeks permission to travel to Springfield, Missouri to attend a summit called the Moment of Truth Summit. According to the defendant's motion, the summit will include the premiere of a documentary film in which Ms. Peters participated. A review of the website for the Moment of Truth Summit reveals that the film selection code will be shown at that summit. Selection code has a website wherein it describes the film and has a trailer. Ms. Peters is celebrated as a hero of sorts for doing what the film describes as the following. The story of Tina Peters, the county clerk in Mesa County, Colorado, who made a backup of her county's Dominion voting system server, only to stumble across evidence of manipulation in a recent local city council election and also the 2020 general election. Tina's discovery ignites a chain reaction, upending her life and upending the world. In summary, Ms. Peters is seeking permission to leave the state so that she can be celebrated as a hero for the conduct the grand jury has indicted her for, and claims this is necessary to further her business interests at a time where she continues to draw a substantial salary as the elected clerk and recorder while doing no work for the county who is paying her. The undersigned, on behalf of the county I represent, object to this request and do not believe it is necessary, and represent to the court that this may be the most offensive travel request the undersigned has seen. The undersigned further notifies the court that he has consulted with the victim in this case and he takes no position. Based on the foregoing, the people would respectfully request this honorable court to deny the requested travel leave.
So the judge actually approved the DA's request for me not to be able to come be with you tonight and to celebrate a movie that actually celebrates you. People have to understand this is not about me. This is about you. And this is about the rights that we all have in this country that are being infringed on. Your vote that's being infringed on. Your very personhood, your ability to speak freely, your First Amendment right. Your God-given ability, according to our Constitution, to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Your vote is very valuable. You know, we've got to protect the vote. We've got to get rid of the machines. And we've got to celebrate that no matter if I'm there with you or not, they cannot get us all. I want to introduce you to my friends tonight. These events are going on all over the United States. We have taken the world stage in showing that the people matter, and the people want to be rid of these machines. The people want their country back, and we want to be free once again, to have the life that we deserve to have as Americans. I love you guys. I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on. There's some great things going on with Colorado. So as many of you know, and you'll see in the movie, I was the clerk. I am the clerk and recorder of the great county of Mesa County, and I did a backup image because I feared that they were going to, Dominion and the Secretary of State were going to delete election records, which they did. There's no dispute about that. And these devices we found, these wireless devices, allow these machines to be breached. And many people have talked about that today that you've heard. But during my race as Secretary of State, they actually cheated my race, go figure. And the data guys were up all night tracking the race and found so many anomalies. And I kept saying, that's report number 3. If you haven't read report number 3, And I know they'll be going through some of this tomorrow. Go to my website at tinapetersforcolorado.com and download it. Now we've got legal bills. I know you've heard other people speaking about their legal challenges. We have the chance right now to hand count all the ballots in Colorado that were during the go ahead. During the June 28th election. I'm gonna turn around so you can see. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you guys dizzy out there. But we are going to do that as long as we have a righteous judge. And here's the thing. That's what we want. And I've heard people talk about that. I've heard Mike Lindell talk about it and Kurt Olson, that we need righteous judges to step up and assume the role that God gave you when he made you a judge. And you will be judged for that. You know, we have a creator that sees all. And now is your time to be fearless. If a 66-year-old grandma and her chief deputy and her elections manager can be fearless, you know, grandmas and great-grandmas, you guys, you judges, you clerks out there can also be courageous. Yes. We have to win our country back, and the time is now. We have to do it now. This is critical. You cannot wait until tomorrow to get involved. This is a call to action. So I just want to let you know that when they did when they started the recount, of course, they told me that it was going to be $236,000, and a week later they increased it $20,000. I had to have, so it was $256,000 that I had to come up with. And because of the patriots in this country and the people of Colorado, and good people like, Brandon House, Mike Lindell, Patriot Party Network, War Room, just, those out there that have the good media, that have the media that is carrying the truth. The people responded, and we raised the money, and the next day, the Secretary of State, after we delivered a check to the Secretary of State's office, that night at 8:03 p.m., I got an email after work hours that the recount was going to start the next day. They breezed through this, what they call a logic and accuracy test, which happened not to be, according to law, the type of test that they're supposed to do before a recount. They were following the orders of Dominion, and guess how much, who that increase, that $20,000 increase for me, and the $10,000 each of the 7 candidates in El Paso County, it was to pay for a vendor. Guess who the vendor was or
Dominion.
is? Boo.
It rhymed with Dominion?
So they were following the instructions of a vendor, which makes them a state actor, which is illegal for a state actor to be involved in elections. And so these clerks were doing this logic and accuracy test when in fact the law says that they have to do a certain type of recount, and where the canvass board, not the clerk, not Dominion, it's the canvass board. The bipartisan canvass board randomly picks a tabulator, a Dominion tabulator. And what they do is that they say in Mesa County we have 4 tabulators. So they might pick 1 and 3. Then they have to go get those ballots, the voter verified paper ballots, and they have to count those ballots by hand and then compare them against what the machine said was the total. If those 2 totals disagree at all, unless it's voter verified, then there has to be a hand recount of the whole state. So we need righteous judges that will rule by law, not by coercion, not by a favor to George Soros or Jenna Griswold or Attorney Weezer or sorry, I've got some comments behind me that I can't say. But anyway, we need righteous judges that will stand up and do the right thing. And that's just hear these cases and know that by just doing your job, which is not interpreting the law, but following the law, we're going to win. We're going to win. God bless you guys. God bless you guys.
Wow. Well, you know, she's a Gold Star mom, and she got put into this like a lot of you out there. This was actually a down ticket when you're going to watch this movie. This wasn't the 2020 election that the people came to her in Mesa County and said, hey, we got a problem. It was such a deviation. I believe all the Democrats had won, and the other ones were all favored. So they started looking into it, and then here comes Dominion wanting to delete. They called it the trusted build in Colorado. They did it in other states too. They hammered Wisconsin and so many other states. But they did something that was totally illegal. She did a backup, and then Dominion came in and deleted all the 2020 election and all the elections. They deleted it. But because of what Tina did, her job of backing that up, I can tell you right now, just 2 hours ago, I put up that whole image on Frank's speech, the whole image, everything that was in there before and after. Before we had report number 3, it's up there for the whole world to see now, because enough is enough. That's inside the machines. So we're going to talk a lot more about that tomorrow in the trial of the machines. We've actually there's at least 4 other ones, different brands where we've gotten inside. Remember, this is what they were hiding. Open up the machines. What are they hiding from us? Well, that shows exactly what they were hiding, because all she did was do a backup of a computer that she's supposed to do. She's the county commissioner. Others did it too. They did, and many others did it too, but hers she was the first one, so they just attacked. They attacked her. A Gold Star mom. She's just been, you can't imagine all the things ever. Doors getting bashed down in Colorado by her and many others. They come at 9 in the morning, the FBI, kind of like in Mar-a-Lago, but they bash the door down, drag daughters down the steps and throw them out in the yard, and one of them with very little on, and nobody's charged. Nobody was charged. It was to put fear into this, but Tina didn't have fear. She just kept going and going. Once you see what she's seen and know what you know, you don't go back. And I'm going to introduce right now Matt. They produced this. Do we have Matt back there? We're going to get the movie. Come on out, Matt. They put the movie together. Here's Matt with the producer. And he's going to say a little bit about the making of the film, and then we're going to show the movie free to the world. If you're watching from home, we're running a little late, but it's going to be shown in its entirety. And then tonight, everything you're seeing today will be flipped, and it'll be go 12 hours overnight. We start tomorrow morning at 9. But we'll have to cut a little bit out. It would be that part where I took an intermission. I'll take my cell phone so you got the content. But here, Matt, tell us about the movie, what we're going to see here, and what was it like making this movie? Did it surprise you or any of the producers?
Woo. Okay, well, hi, how are you? Hi, world, and Mom. This was the hardest project I've ever worked on. I mean, this was deep. Right. Yeah, it was deep. It was. Well, so what's interesting is, like you mentioned, we were thrown a curveball a few weeks ago, and so all of a sudden you have to make a movie without the person that was supposed to be in it.
Well, that was we kind of knew. I mean, that part we've already talked. Yeah. I already talked to it.
But I had an amazing team. You have to understand the team that we had that really pulled together a miracle. And I felt like it was because God was with us.
Oh.
And this is a movie, like this is a film. Now what you're seeing is it's in the industry. It's called a screener. There's going to be a few little things that just aren't quite perfect yet, but that's because we pushed it out as soon as possible. But it's really good shape. I mean, I am absolutely surprised.
And just so everybody knows, it could have been in theaters, but we need to save our country.
Absolutely.
And that's why
Absolutely.
I paid all the money. I don't care. It's going out free to the world.
Yes.
If you download it, if you go to selectioncode.com, if you're at home and you sign up there, you can get a free copy of the movie on Monday, a digital copy of the movie, just so you all know that too. It's been out there. But yeah, you guys have done so much. I've never seen any part of this, so I can't compliment it. I haven't seen it, right?
Well, we just finished it this morning. I flew in, and I think you're going to be really surprised. It has all.
Were you shocked at any of the stuff?
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, there was stuff I wanted to put in the movie that you just can't, because I mean, it's like it would be a 9-hour movie. I mean, it's there's just so much stuff. Every single rabbit hole you go down. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about with Laura, because it's like, well, I was researching with her
so much,
and it was just every single hole you go down, you're like, oh my God, this person's connected to this person and this person and this person and this person, and they're over here.
Of the whodunit. Of the whodunit. Yeah.
And they're all interconnected.
She got into the whodunit.
Oh man.
For me, this weekend is. We get rid of the machines forever first. We can go back and after we melt them all down and turn them into prison bars, then we can go back and we have places to put them. Period.
So, but I'm really, really proud of the film, and I'm really, really proud of my team, and I hope that the way that I look at it is like there's so many amazing podcasters and there's some amazing media out here. You guys are just absolutely transforming media right now. And we need it, right? Because, you know, we're realizing that the media is just as corrupt as this whole thing. But you know, what I see myself as a filmmaker is I get to kind of step back and I get to help kind of bring in some context. And it's a different type of tool. And because we're in this information war, right? So it's like we all kind of need different types of tools depending upon the battle that you're facing. And so some certain people may not want to listen to a podcast. Some people may not want to go to a conference. Some people, you know, there might be really good information, but it's hard to get it to certain people. And so that's where sometimes filmmakers, you know, that are more focused on trying to create something that's a little bit more entertaining, where you actually have some feels in it, but still get the information out there. It's like that spoonful of sugar that lets the medicine go down, and it allows you to put it out in front of other people that are like, you know what, this was actually a really fun movie to watch. And then all of a sudden they step away going like, oh my gosh, we need to get rid of those machines.
That's right. That's
right?
Right.
So I hope that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I prayed about this project the whole time, the whole time, and I felt like God was telling me, you know, because there was a lot of starts and stops, and you and I have talked about that, but I felt like God the whole time told me, trust my timing, trust my timing. And so the timing on this is the timing of God, and I believe that, and I want to say something. I was thinking about this on the way here. Anybody that thinks we're losing, you need to get your head examined. Okay, all right, seriously. I want you to think. I want
to ask you one last question before we show the movie.
Yeah.
As you made this, before you started this film, and where you're at now you know what you didn't know then, okay? Mm-hmm. Do you think we have a future in our country if any of these machines remain?
No, I don't. No, you're not going to have them. No, not with the machines. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They need to go back to. That's the thing. We are at an apex in human history. We're in an apex of human history where we're starting to realize that, you know, because it used to be like, oh, human progress, right? And technology just seemed to be kind of just traveling along at the same speed, same play, you know. And then all of a sudden, it's like we're starting to realize, like, do I really want my cell phone dinging me for everything? I should just leave it in the other room. Like, we're starting to realize with a lot of things that there are that technology is a tool. Technology is a tool, and there are those that would want us to become one with it. Right? And we're like, why would I want to become one with my screwdriver? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm a human being. And machines have their place, and there are things that machines can do that are amazing. But you know what? There's tools that are just better for the job, like paper.
What? Paper, hey!
It works!
And hand counted.
Right?
What a concept.
But I want to let you know something. I really felt like God wanted me to share this with you, is that who? Okay, so, who's Christian? Who's a Christian here? Thank you. Be bold and be proud about that. Okay.
All right,
but I
who's
want you.
not? No,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We're going
You-
to pray
You can
for
be
the
proud about that if you
salvation
want.
here. And by the way, we got some
but-
great messages tomorrow. If you're a church out there, if you're a pastor, live stream tomorrow morning in your church. We have Pastor Hank
That'd be
Kuhneman and Lance Wallnow giving us the most amazing messages you're ever going to hear.
Well,
it needs to go out tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Let me say one more thing, then I'll let you go. Is that anybody that thinks that we're losing needs to remember that the belief system that turned the world upside down was granted to 12 buffoons. And you're all here. 2,000 years ago. This great country that we live in was created because of 56 brave men who decided to put their John Hancock down on paper and say, enough's enough. And you're here. We're here. How in the world are we losing? We're not losing. They're scared of us. They don't want us to be awake. So I hope you guys enjoy the movie. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears poured into this. I am the figurehead of a much larger team, and this much larger team very much loves you, very much loves this country, and poured hours and hours of sleepless nights to get this through, to get this done. And I hope you really, really enjoy it, and I hope that you'll use it to get it out there and use it as a tool to get this message out to a wider audience.
Thank you. Let's give Matt a big hand. You and your team. God bless you, Matt. All right, we're going to start the film. I'll get out of the way here.